I'm Kevin Pope from Ulsan, South Korea, and I've known Kim Chung-han for about 20 years. In 2007, we did an exhibition together in Impressions from Afar, a visitor's perspective in Bukgu. And as I've got to know Chung-han over the years, it's been wonderful to participate in his exhibitions and watch his work develop. He loves painting outside, I know that, and one experience we had as a family, we had gone to Yeongcheon, I believe it's his hometown, and we got to see him painting in the apple orchards. And it was amazing to watch the detail with the winds and the trees and the birds. The family had a wonderful experience. I'm here today to talk about his work on dynamic Uljugun. It's a wonderful exhibition. In the first part I'd like to talk about is the Sea of Pear Blossoms. I'll step back just a little so you get a full view. As you can see here in this work, this is a pear blossom orchard. Ulsan is very famous for their pears. You can see on the left, that is the way to Gangeolgot on the beachway, and on the right, you will see Daewoon-san in the mountain range. But here you can see, from a distance, you can actually see the pear blossoms growing on the trees. The colors in the background and the sky change, but it's from a point of view from a distance. If you get close up, you'll notice something very different. You will see the strong brush strokes and the bright colors. Quite fascinating to look at. One of his next works is called Rainy Maehwa, and I believe it's one of my favorites. If you look carefully and closely, you can see the rain actually coming down in the beautiful strokes, the long strokes of blue paint. In the background, you can see the wall and the gate. From here, I feel the rain falling on me. Maehwa is one of the flowers that Chung-han likes to use a lot in portrait. Lighting is a bit funny here and there. But if you notice these two pictures here, quite a difference in the detail in the brush strokes. You look at the flowers and they're very delicate. But take a look at the broad brush strokes in the back, representing the wind in the breeze. It's not a rainy day here, but perhaps it's cloudy. But what stands out the most are the beautiful blossoms. One of the next paintings we'll see is at China Beach. China Beach is famous for windsurfing, and every year it hosts the World Windsurfing Competition. Now again, if you step back, you can see the windsurfers and the waves, and the rolling waves. But if you get close up, notice on the brush strokes of the surfers, not a lot of detail there. A quick few strokes, and there you have a person windsurfing. That type of brushstroke, I was told, is called summarizing. Summarizing takes just a quick image to give you an impression of what is there. Take a look at this other windsurfer here. It's even more summarized with 3 strokes, and there's a person windsurfing. And this person is a little more detailed. And when you step back, you can see even greater detail. Rhythm is very important in Changhan's work. The ocean waves rolling in the background often are expressed in crashing waves through typhoons, or actually have not seen a lot of gentle work, but a lot of dynamic work. Now this next 5 canvas piece is quite amazing to me. There's the sun in the center of everything, but as you can see, it really stands out. And you have to stand back to get the whole view, to get the whole picture. On the left side, you can see it's morning time. And this is sunrise at Gangeolgot. And when you look closely, in the distance you can see the fishermen catching their fish in the morning. But you can also see visitors coming to see the sunrise. Gangeolgot is well known in Korea as the first sunrise in the whole country. So it's a very famous place to come. You'll notice the people who are at the beach now. Some are in couples, and even you can see masks that people are wearing. Notice this woman who's looking at Changhan as he's painting. You have a couple in the background also looking to see what the artist is doing and expressing. Here we see the crashing waves, bright colors, brilliant colors, very vivid use of colors here to express the dynamics that go on. Notice at the bottom, you'll see the rocks in the waves, but notice the sun. The sun stands out in the center. It's a focal point. You see on the left, you have the early morning, and you see the sun rising. And notice here on the right, it's nighttime. At least that's how I look at it. My first impression was from afar, I can see the couple sitting down and having time together. And I couldn't quite see in the beginning, so I had to move a little closer and realize, oh, that's Gori. Gori is a nuclear power plant. I was not expecting to see the nuclear power plant in this picture until I talked to Changhan and realized here we have nature. Nature in the sun, the power of the waves, the power of the sun, and a deep concern Changhan has about man-made power, man-made things. And this here is an expression of concern about humanity, concern about man's use. You know, if you look back, you can see it's a little insignificant as compared to the whole picture. But when you are looking very closely, you realize that there's importance. There's a difference between natural energy and power and man-made energy. Yes, there seems to be like a harmony between the two, but there's definitely great differences. And Changhan wanted to point these things out. People need to be aware of this, not only with our beautiful surroundings that we have and the dynamics that there is there, but we need to also pay attention to what people are doing in nature. Here we have, again, the sunrise. The sunrise, very beautiful, very bright, very dynamic. This is China Beach in the winter. But notice there's a difference here. As we look at this picture here, we can see this dynamic sun, but many people who have looked at this painting see the eyes in the waves. They see a face in the waves looking back at us. The face of a lion, perhaps, a face of a dragon. Some people even look closely, and in the yellow division between the waves, some people have even said it looks like the parting of the Red Sea. Rhythm here is very important. I asked Chung-han, when did he paint this? Of course, it's sunrise, but it's winter. Look very carefully. You can see the mist on the waves. It was minus 10 degrees out when he was painting. And he could see not only the large dynamics of the waves, but when you see the mist rising, the gentleness on top of the chaotic waves. Very brilliant. Here we have another picture in China Beach. Notice in the background you can see the island on the right. Again, you see the waves, but notice the different rhythm compared to Gangeolgot, with the waves coming in and out, rolling back and forth. What do we see here? Dancing. There's dancing on the waves. This is the place where surfers come and are able to participate in enjoying windsurfing. You can see the wind. You can see the mist in the morning. One of the things here, this is reminiscent of the beauty of women. How so? It's because of the curvy nature, the freeness, the vitality that we see here. There's a difference here with the beauty of women and the beauty of man. That's from the Chung-han's viewpoint. I love the colors and the brilliance here. Here we're coming into his work on azaleas. Now there's a change here. He goes from the expressionism through his impressionistic work and adds a tribute, I say, to traditional Korean painting. If you look carefully, you can see the details in the flowers, but you will notice there's some open space. In traditional Korean painting, the open space is a connection to the sky or a connection to the mystery beyond. There's the detail that is left out is for to open the person who's viewing. They can open to Anyway, there's a mystery here that allows you to go beyond what you see. There's something more that allows you to become part of the painting. It allows you to become involved. You'll see that in the next section. Here we're continuing here with more azaleas in the woods. If you look carefully at the lower right-hand corner, You can see a babbling brook and little waterfalls. In the lower right, you can see a green moss-covered rock, and that stands the time, the test of time. But notice the difference between the lower right corner and the upper left corner. The upper left corner, here again, is a tribute to traditional Korean painting. Soft brush strokes, open spaces between. It's kind of misty in the background. But here, up close in the foreground, you can see great detail. When we look carefully, we see heavy brush strokes, again, bright colors. All of Changhan's work is done in oil paint, high Corona oil paint. He used to use watercolor, but he, over the years, has really enjoyed using the oil colors. His last picture here is of Maehwa. Notice again the empty, mysterious space, referring to the sky in the top left corner. And you can see in the lower right, again, a stream going through. Now this is, from a distance, you can see on the left side, it looks like a rock. But when you come closer and see the detail work here, my imagination took me to wondering where the water was going, because I see some empty or open space in the brush strokes. That made me think, what's going on with the water? Of course, Changhan's focus here in the beautiful detailed work of the Maehwa, in the bright colors that you can see. Well, this concludes my discussion on the exhibition here in Ulju. So I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you.